Welcome back to 30 something. In this video we're going to talk about top tips for potty training your toddler. Okay, so to provide some context, we have a 2-year-old, she's a toddler, and on the second attempt she's made some great progress with potty training, but the first attempt it just didn't work, and ultimately she just wasn't ready. And that's the biggest reminder, especially if this is the first time that you're potty training a child. It might not be the right time and you might do everything perfectly. It's just not that they're ready yet to sit on the potty and do the business. So just remember that, and don't get frustrated with yourselves or feel beat down that you haven't been able to succeed at the first time. So let's talk about the things that we used to help out in our daughter's potty training. So obviously, potties, we have one of these, which I believe is from Target or IKEA apparently, and they're very cheap. And then we have another one, which is from Elmo's Bath & Beyond store, and was very flamboyant and fancy, and has sounds when she flushes it, and she puts stickers on there, so something that she could really just make her own, and that lives in her bedroom. But we have one of these that kind of moves around with us, whether it's going to the grandparents, whether it's in the living room, in addition to little inner toilet bowl pieces that we have, again, in different bathrooms, just to make sure wherever we are in the house, there is something that she can just go when she needs to. Okay, the other thing that I highly recommend getting for whilst you're potty training, and this is more for yourself and your partner, is Chardonnay. Now this is a bottle of Bogle that we get from Target. Can get it from other stores, but in my opinion is the best Chardonnay under $10, and sometimes you can find it in Target for $8.99. But get a case of this, I highly recommend it. We did this over 3 nights and took a day off work each, just to make sure that we could get that continuity, and the Chardonnay really made things help. Okay, so let's talk about some of the top tips or mistakes that we made that you may want to avoid. And the first one was the reward system that you may see out there in a lot of the trainings. And for, I guess, just child development, we do use reward systems. Not necessarily always the best way, but we might say, look, you get to watch Disney if you eat all your dinner. That kind of bribing system. But when it comes to potty training, it really backfired on us. So we did put together in one of the bathrooms a wall chart. So she could put on stickers every time she sat on the toilet or the potty, and then if she actually had a movement, she could get a candy, and we used M&Ms. Now, what happened in terms of the connection was she couldn't register what the sensation was for going on the potty, getting the candy, and then also just going when she wasn't on the potty. And then it was just a whole couple of days where she just wanted candy, would just go on the seat and then say candy. So we stopped that, and then we still had a huge carton of M&Ms, probably about 50 pounds of the stuff. I can't leave candy in the house, it will be eaten, and it backfired on me too. And that stuff doesn't move as quickly as it used to when I was in my 20s. So many reasons not to use the reward system. The second time around, we didn't, and it was a lot better. Okay, so the second thing that I'd really recommend is limit the screen time, or just take screen time out of the equation. Our daughter did have a movement whilst watching Tangled, and it was more just coincidental because she'd probably been on the potty for about 4 hours by this point, and it just came out, but the connection wasn't there. It was more of a distraction than anything. And then again, like the reward system, she just wanted to watch Disney, or as she says, Dinny. So try and take it out of the equation. We utilized, in the second go of it, crafts, either making faces on plates, coloring, using kinetic sand, just something that really filled the time, or even just me playing Olaf, or having her on my back and being a horse. Whatever it does, just try and take away that screen time. Okay, the biggest tip and the number one takeaway from this video, if you do take one, is stay relaxed and stay calm through the whole process. In my college days, I lived in squalor and there was crap everywhere. So I don't get too anxious if the playroom's a bit of a mess, if I'm dealing with poop and pee. I actually hate boogers. I can't deal with boogers, But poop and pee, I'm absolutely fine. Whether it's dogs, human, babies, Amanda Heard's, I am fine with it. But not everybody is. And if you see it on the floor, just try and encourage yourself to stay calm and relaxed with it. And again, that will pass on to your child. So where our daughter may have had an accident, rather than making a fuss, and again, when they actually have a successful movement, try not make too much of a fuss. We give an old-fashioned kind of casual high five rather than, this is the best. So again, relaxed, calm, and they will feel the same. The other piece that when you are kind of in this more relaxed mode, rather than the reward and exciting mode, is just to keep on giving subtle reminders. Say, hey, Sailor, if you want to go to the potty, just let me know or let Mama know and we'll take you. And then again, if she makes an accident, it's like, hey, that's all right. Daddy still does that when he's had a few tequilas. So that's kind of one of the biggest takeaways, is throughout the whole process, stay calm, don't put the pressure on them. If they feel that there's a pressure and they make a mistake or it doesn't happen and they don't get the reward, then they're going to feel like they've failed. So stay calm and relaxed. Okay, my penultimate tip. Enjoy yourself during this process. We took a day off work and put it on one side of the weekend and really enjoyed our time with our daughter. We did this twice, so in a period of time, 6 days. But the first time that we did it, we didn't have our son. He hadn't been born yet. And we knew it was probably going to be the last time that we had together as a three. So just being in the playroom together for the whole time, like I said, yes, we had Chardonnay when she was napping, but it was really enjoyable. So even though there are going to be stressful times, just try and enjoy that time as much as possible. Okay, and final tip is, don't beat yourself up if it doesn't work this time. Even if you followed these instructions, it might not be the right time for your child. They're just not ready, and that's absolutely fine. So next time that you do it, you'll probably see a difference. And I think the signs that we saw were, she was very aware of pointing to a diaper, coming in the morning when I'd wake her up and she'd be like, poo! That was kind of some of the telltale signs that we thought, we've seen a change and a shift from how she has been the first time we did it. So look out for those signs, but biggest thing, don't beat yourself up if it doesn't work the first time. Okay, so not so much of tips, but just kind of logistical things that we've done with our daughter through this process. So she's now at a stage where she's sleeping in sleep undies, and then for the rest of the time she has underwear on, or panties. Juicy Couture, I think, what my wife bought her. Now, yes, she's had a couple of accidents during the time, but we usually just put her in a dress and then keep on reminding her, hey, Sailor, when you're ready to go, just let me know and we'll take you to the potty. Sometimes she just does it on her own. When we've gone to restaurants, that was a kind of our next step. We did the same thing and then just kept on reminding her, hey, if you want to go, there is a potty over here and we'll go, you can go with mommy or daddy. So same thing, just gradually taking her out. So we had about a whole week before we actually went out to a restaurant to make sure that she felt comfortable about going on the potty, whether that was a big one or her little Elmo one. The other piece is she spends time at home with Nanny and also at daycare. So we were quite thorough when we were talking to her daycare about what is that process. Now that she's in the twos, they did have toilets for her and just helped her out there. But we just wanted to make sure that there was continuity. At night, she does have her sleep undies on. She's not at the stage yet where she can go through the whole night. But in the morning, she does typically wake up to me with her Elmo ball and go, poo, and she has left 3 little turds for me to clean up, which I'm most pleased about. Okay, I really hope that some of these tips help or have helped. If you have a different experience, if you've got other tips, please share them in the comments. Definitely want to make sure that the community can read them. We have another child that'll have to be potty trained eventually as well. So actually, the bloody dogs still need to be potty trained a little bit better. So any tips that you have, please leave in the comments. If you do like this type of content, please like and subscribe. We do have also the affiliate links in the bottom of the page for where we got the potties, the camera that I use for this, and then the Chardonnay, more importantly. We'll see you again soon.